This is Michaela McLean, and you're listening to Beauty by Design. Hey everyone, welcome back. Thank you for joining me again. It's already time to talk about another gate. We're just moving right along through Taurus season. So we're going to talk about gate 2 today, but before we get into it, I just want to give you some updates. My Golden Experience Guide course is out. It's available. The price has gone up. But Ashley has just added her module to it, her 6-2 splenic projector synthesis. I just got to watch it last night. We've been chatting about it, and it is so good. I love I had somebody yesterday point out where the Lord knows how many times, like, this is a definitely one of my shortcomings, sore spot for me because my family good natured makes fun of it. Lots of people in my life, that I am not good at explaining myself. That is, I'm an individual circuitry. That's the curse. That is our curse, is not being able to explain our knowing very well. We know what we know, and we have a hard time getting it across. And I'm a line 4. I'm a 4-1. I am, I just do better when basically I don't have a defined throat. I do better when my friends speak on my behalf and kind of, communicate things for me. So all that said, somebody was kind of like, what's the clear reason somebody would want this? Why would they want to, invest in this to help their business and stuff? And Ashley's module does such a great job at explaining this because she is, I tell her, I'm like, you're my OG. You're the person that I've worked with intimately and intensely the longest over the last few years. And she really was somebody who just adopted it. And, she's always saying, my life is totally different than it was when she and I first met. From personal to professional, like everything is completely different. And, I mean, she'll say herself, it's like living in alignment, really feeling like I'm living my purpose and everything is falling into place. And I'm like, my friends give way better testimonials. The word of mouth, my reviews, people are always like, it changed my life. I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say. It's just like, this is it. This is like the work that I get to do. I help people feel better about themselves and really like feel good and secure in who they are. And that is worth so much. So there's that. I think also when you get really clear on your messaging, you get really clear on who you are. That's so helpful to differentiate, right? Human design is the science of differentiation when you can separate yourself from the pack. That's the whole point. Nowadays, I mean, it's like the person that asked me, I'm like, new esthetician. It's like, where you're going, this is one of so many people, those of us have been in the game, like myself, 20 years. It's like, I didn't have these problems, you know, I was just good at what I did. But I didn't have to worry about social media and, being just another person who, just there's another one, there's another one, there's another one. It's like, what actually makes you stand out? How do you strengthen your signal so that the right people, your golden clients, actually find you? Because that's also another thing. A lot of people don't make it in the industry because they can't kind of like find their thing. So this course is going to help you with that. And then also, I was laughing on our webinar the other night. I said, yes, this is an energetic marketing guide, but honestly, I'm teaching you human design, which is really teaching you about people. That is what my profile is about being a people studier. And so when you understand people and you can connect with your patients and clients on a super deep level, like nobody else can, it's incredible. The plastic surgeon I used to work for, he was like, you're able to, and I'm a line 4 again, it's part of our talent, but make people feel really good. And like, it's very intimate, but he's like, you in the matter of minutes, or a single visit can create such a strong bond with your patients that it would take other people years to get to, and so these are the things, like, what is it? It's story, it's relationships, all of these things that actually keep people in your loop. They keep them coming back. Um, so these I look at this course as like cheat codes into yourself, into other people. There's so many ways that you can slice it. And like I said, I don't do a good job of explaining it, but it's incredible. And I love having friends that really understand it and are so behind me in my work. I mean, Ashley is just like, this is the course. This is the course that you need. This is the place to start. And so it's really beautiful. Golden Experience Guide is just giving estheticians basically this beautiful continuing education and like the cliff notes to get you where you want to be faster, from people who have already been there. So, anyway, all that said is that that's available now, goldenexperienceguide.com. Highly suggest getting it. You will see over time how important, uh, yeah, just how important all of this is. So another interesting thing, I think, maybe as a new esthetician, it might not make the most sense to be the thing that you are like, oh, I need this right out of school. But if you want to set off on the right foot, yes, it is. And number two, I've been having these discussions with all my friends, like after receiving this series of comments. I was like, Ashley, Josh, people who are very like, long term and established, you get to that point where you're like, I don't want to take just anybody. I don't have to take just anybody, every single client that walks through your door. And when you get really solid and secure in you can, you can pick and choose and you can set yourself up in that way that's like very discerning. Like, I only want to attract my golden clients. So I'm only going to emit that signal and I'm only going to accept people that are on that frequency with me. So that's yet another reason why the course would be like so valuable. I could go on. I'm not going to. Um, of course, if you're not quite there yet, not quite ready for that, you can grab my free guide. It's totally free. It has links to take you to the correct $11 1 hour masterclass for your aura type. If that's the route you want to go, all of those classes are within the Golden Experience Guide, as well as a meditation, a yoga nidra, different things you can take into your treatment room on top of it. I just keep saying it's like you're learning foundations of things that, things I'm going to be teaching and expanding on later. So it's a great place to like get in at a very like low price, now so that you're there, you're ready to like, go places with me of this. If you're ready for it, that's always the key. It's like you have to be like, my design is kind of about being a human crystal. My channel of exploration, my one, it's like not everybody's ready for what I do. And when you're ready, I'm here and like come vibe with me. We're gonna go cool places, but can't always explain that to everyone if they're not there. So anyway, yoga nidras, those are available. There's more coming. I'm holding off on a few things until Mercury retrograde is over. Don't want to do any releases, buy plane tickets, all that jazz, things I have to do. But I'm just pumping the brakes until then. So let's get on to the good stuff. Of course, you can find all the things you need in my Instagram bio at Michaela McLean or on my website, michaelamclean.com. So this is your little reminder. Don't try to understand this at the mental level. Let the sound current, my energy, frequency, that voice just like sink into your cells like good skincare. Okay, so we're in Taurus and we're progressing into gate 2, which is located in the G center. And it's part of the individual knowing circuitry. People with individual circuitry have a deep inner knowing that they're here to be true to themselves, which leads to mutation, evolution, and positive change in the world. And side note, that's what I was lamenting at the beginning. The founder of human design always called individuals, so like myself, the freaks, because they're misunderstood. Like I said, they have a hard time explaining themselves because individual knowing just knows, right? And those people that are like individuals, especially pure individuals, We're really here to like change the tribe, change the collective. So it's a bit of a task. Um, anyway, moving on to the center, the G center or J-I center, as it is also known, revolves around themes of love, identity, and direction. It's our highest self and our personal GPS. So this is home to the magnetic monopole, which is a one-way magnet that draws all that is loving and beautiful our way. But being, emphasis on the being love ourselves first is key. So gate 2 is known as the receptive. It's the gate of the direction of the self, and it's considered the most yin or feminine of all the gates. It's both about kind of a built-in life direction and the receiving of resources. So the keynote with this one is direction or vision is the director or the driver. So that magnetic monopole I was talking about is truly rooted in gate 2 specifically. This is the gate of the higher self, and it propels you toward your destination. It's your inner compass. So the low expression with gate 2 can show up kind of as like feeling lost. It's like there's a lack of trust in your natural response, feeling like wrong place, wrong time, you're off course, oversubscribing to hustle culture and feeling like you should be doing something. You don't feel like it's okay to just rest and receive, feeling out of the flow and rhythm of life, often because you're in your head versus following your strategy and authority, which is never, ever about the mind. And the high expression is about a higher vision or purpose. This has the energy to receive everything it needs and bring that vision into reality, making it tangible. When it comes to the yin aspect, it's so much about sitting back and allowing and responding. This is a generated channel or part of a generated channel, excuse me. It's about making yourself a fit receptacle. You don't have to chase after your life's purpose or seek out your direction. Just align with your inner compass. Allow it to lead you and the resources to come to you. Again, kind of like a little side note, generated channel. It's enveloping, it's magnetic, it's going to draw everything it needs its way. So this is very much trust, all caps, trust in divine timing and the universe being there to support you. It really brings to mind for me, like the Empress and the tarot, relaxing, luxuriating. There's that speculation that she's pregnant in that card. Just like this is the incubation phase. She's not up like busy, busy, busy. She's kicking back. She's the queen. And it's the art of allowing. And actually, it doesn't give me only just Empress vibes. It's like also the Queen of Pentacles. It's the Nine of Pentacles. It's like, can you just allow life to be good? Like relax. There is nothing to do. So gate 2 also has this ability to help others with their direction. And it's not by giving advice, right? It's just either through the management and or distribution of resources or simply by following your own direction as a person with gate 2. It's like your aura empowers, keyword, empowers others to calibrate to their correct direction. Okay, so in the gene keys, the shadow is dislocation. So not being in alignment with your true purpose and direction. The gift is orientation. There's that compass. And the city is unity, being at one with the whole. So in the 64 ways, Richard Rudd says, we can't make a mistake. Let that truth penetrate deep into the cells of our bodies. Every gene key is saying this. It's inviting us to receive the universe through our daily lives. It's inviting us to trust, to remember the feeling of trust. We don't need to add anything to our life. We don't need to learn anything to get this. There's nothing to get. The answer is so simple. It's too simple for words. We have to learn to forgive ourselves, to realize that we don't need to try. Life is always delivering exactly what we need. Every experience is perfect. Every experience is suffused with grace when we're able to hear it. Transformation is life. To be transformed is to be completely relaxed like water. It's to trust in the timing of everything. And it's even to trust in fear. This is what these transformational keys show us. Trust the shadow, it contains a gift. Trust everything. Go on trusting everything. The only way to find unity is to dissolve. This is why the symbol is water. We have to allow all our boundaries and attachments to dissolve into life. Our life offers us this every day in every way. We only have to melt into our own life to become one with it. The universe and all its mysteries are hanging in the air before us every day and in every way. Melt into the dream that's life. Let our heart float out into the sea of creation. Just surrender ourselves to life. Become soft. Become like water. So I mentioned it a couple times in here, now that we're at the notes portion, this is part of a generated channel. So its direction, its guidance, etc., is based on response. And also to note, as I said, it's a generated channel. The only way that you can have this, you would have to be either a generator or manifesting generator. No other type can have this full channel. This is also a tantric channel. So it's very much surrender to the sacral, wait to respond yet again. There's 3 tantric channels in the chart where they're taking the power from the sacral center and then empowering the G center, the love and direction located there. The sacral is the boss. It is the power source. And people with this energy can change and affect your direction. And the whole thing is like they must surrender and trust, again, all caps, trust life to guide them. Um, Gate 2 is considered the most yin of all the charts, of all the gates. Just like gate 1, its partner, which we're about to talk about, is the most yang, right? So 1 is the most masculine, extroverted, it's creation and output. And 2 is the feminine, it's introverted, it's receptive, receiving energy. So 1 and 2 are direction gates. They're about our place in the now. They're individual circuitry. So it's in the moment, in the now. And then the other direction gates of the G center are 7, which is focused on the future, and 13, which is focused on the past. And all the other gates, in the G center are the love gates. So when this starts, and we'll talk about this at the end, now we're entering into the second quarter. So we're at this halfway point between the equinox and the solstice. So this is where you would get like the right angle cross of the Sphinx. These incarnation crosses happen at those halfway points. Again, don't worry about this if it doesn't make sense. Just information here for eventually when it does. Okay, so the programming partner, again, I just mentioned this. So when the sun is in gate 2, the earth is automatically opposite in gate 1, and that is Scorpio. And gate 1 is known as the creative. It's the gate of self-expression, and it is our place in the now, the capacity for creativity. And it's creation as a primal force, the energy potential to manifest inspiration without limitation. So gate 1 is truly an artist. It's about having the courage and freedom to be a bold individual, being unafraid to stand out. And it's very much about being authentic. Like your creative self is just very inspiring to other people. All the new, fresh ideas that this, person with gate 1 is meant to bring into the world and share with the world. When they're just doing it, living by example, they are giving other people permission to be their own unique self. And this energy isn't necessarily aware of the ripple effect that it's causing. It just needs to stay focused, right? You do you. Individual circuitry, again, I'm mentioning this one more time because this is individual, it is that deeply mutative force. When the individual is doing what feels right in their bones, like it's going to have the right empowerment and impact on others. And in this case, it's like the creativity, of gate 1. It's supposed to do its own thing, march to the beat of its own drummer. Individuality is about staying true to yourself and waiting for everyone else to come adopt to you, not the other way around. Individuality is not about, conforming to the group. It's about bringing change to the group. Okay, so then the gate that completes the channel is a bridge gate. It's Scorpio Sagittarius. It's gate 14, and it forms the channel of the beat, which is also the keeper of the keys. So 14 is known as possession in great measure. It's the gate of power skills, and it releases energy like money, resources, etc., to empower direction in life. The low expression of 14 is being out of alignment with yourself, again, not following your strategy and authority, and also lacking the awareness that you don't need to be like anyone else. Again, this is individual. Oh, your own brand of special sauce is the magic ingredient that's going to make doors open for you. So the high expression of 14 is being able to relax into your design and follow your strategy and authority, leaning into and utilizing your natural gifts. The more unique, the better, to do basically to do the work you love. You're automatically going to generate all the wealth, abundance, power you need to make that positive, mutative impact on the world around you. So it's generate and create, do what you love, and you'll never work a day in your life. 14 is one of the 3 gates of, air quotes, gates of abundance in human design. Sometimes it's referred to as a natural inheritance to have gate 14 in your chart. It can be easy for these people to make money when they are living their strategy and authority, when they're doing the correct work for themselves. So when we've got the 2 coming together, the 2 and the 14, we've got 14's pure, sustainable sacral power coming up to meet that soul-centered direction of gate 2. And when they form the channel of the beat together, it's about using these special, unique power skills and talents to obtain wealth and resources, right? 14's bringing the fuel and then pairing it with this ability to put it to use in the world, to give it direction. That's what the 2 is doing, direction and guidance. It's the compass. It's considered, again, an abundance marker in the chart, seen as potentially lucky or, again, that natural inheritance. Like the flow is just there oftentimes for these people. Basically, it's like you wait to respond and follow the natural direction built within you, and how are you going to know that? It's sacral. It's like, does my gut expand to this or does it contract? When you're just like, picking up the breadcrumbs, everything that feels really good and expansive to you, and you're going in that direction, it's like you're going to be led where you need to go. And again, since this is individual, the work that it does naturally empowers other people. It has a special effect on all of those who come into contact with it, potentially reorienting them in their own life's direction. And then astrologically, this would be either a Taurus Scorpio opposition or a Taurus Sagittarius quincunx aspect. And this is happening in the second quarter of the wheel. So this is the first gate of the second quarter. The quarter of civilization, its purpose fulfilled through form. So this is basically bringing spirit into form. And, basically the second quarter, it's like now we've got those fixed signs. Like I said, we've got the right angle cross of the Sphinx. This is all of the in-between points are the direction points. Like we're reorienting like a compass. So on a really personal level, I don't technically have gate 2 in my human design chart, but it is, I have Chiron in Taurus. If you're familiar in astrology, my Chiron is in gate 2. So it's kind of like if you look at your chart, it's like, oh, I know there's like a phantom wound, there, because Chiron is the wounded healer. But I do have gate 14. I have it twice. I have it both as a Sagittarius gate and a Scorpio gate on either side of my chart. And again, very personal. It's like I've always felt like this. It's like I have the goods. I have those special power skills that are very different and unique from other people. But I'm just missing this ability to bring it all together and turn it into something very real and viable, like very tangible, which again, I think makes sense with it being my Chiron placement. Because like toward the end, when I was still in the treatment room, I would just be like, "Oh, I want to be doing the thing, and I don't even know what the thing is." It's like I've got all these wild skills, these talents, but I don't like what is it? The two, like I need the direction, like help me make this real. Like I know what I can do. I'm just not like there yet. So when you split this up, it's like the two on its own is not necessarily meant to do all the work. And the 14 can work all day, every day, but get nowhere because they don't even know where they're going. I relate to that. So they need each other. And I just know this. I'm like, over all this time that I really have immersed myself into this world, I'm like, oh, my 14 has always been looking energetically for the two. We do that everywhere you have a gate that's like by itself. It is seeking out the other side. This is what you will find in relationships. There's other people that have, the partner gates to your things. So I definitely do have people in my life that have the two, and it's so fascinating to me. So like this time, I'm like, oh, okay, my Chiron is getting activated by the sun. I think about the people in my life who have gate two, and it's fascinating to me. So like with little fox Alexis, she has gate two. This is her north node. Um, and I am like, oh, isn't that so magical? Like, I'll say she feels like medicine to me. Like, even her brand, Little Fox, it feels like medicine to me. I can go off in all sorts of direction with this about it being Chiron and Taurus, but specifically, like the gate two is like really, really letting it be natural, letting yourself relax, letting it be easy, letting things feel good. It speaks to me on like a whole other level. Um, Clearly I like to contemplate this stuff, all the time, but it really helps me ground and give me like more direction, but in a very like gentle, very yin, very feminine kind of way. I love it. So, I mean, and interestingly, right, that's like a whole other topic again, is like understanding how human design affects everything in your life, your business partnerships, your personal relationships, just people who you discover are energetic medicine for you, you know? So, yeah, so at the end of the day, like gate two is definitely a time to just turn on receiving mode and really, I think this feels really relevant to me right now of just like, wow, putting out like a lot of work, a lot of effort, very much, if you're going to take those polarities, the one and the two, it's like doing, 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 and then being like, okay, it's time to sit back and let some of your flowers bloom, like go out in the garden, let's cut some, let's make a beautiful, bouquet for the table and let's just enjoy it. That's the gate two side of things. Okay, so do you have this gate in your chart? This is going G center is the diamond at the middle of the chest, and gate two is at the bottom of that diamond. So if it is colored in black, red, or red and black, you have it. If you don't, it's going to be white. That's what mine looks like. But you could look to the other side. Maybe you have the 14 colored in like I do. So I'm going to have this full channel temporarily. And maybe you don't have it at all, but it's like we always are experiencing this through the transits and through other people in our lives, through our relationships and whatnot. So, always curious. You can hit me up on Instagram and let me know what if it resonates. So, okay, I will be back soon with more. If this episode was of value to you, I would love to receive gate two. I would love to receive a 5-star rating and review from you on Apple Podcast. It helps a lot and a lot of time and effort and love more than anything goes into these. And so if you're enjoying it, if you're getting some education out of it, I would just really appreciate that. If you'd like to learn more human design, again, my free guide is available, $11 classes. They're 1 hour. They're going to get you the full foundation of what you need to know. Then there's the Golden Experience Guide, my course, Your Energetic Marketing Guide, out and available for purchase. Of course, there's office hours, different things that will come We did the golden hour the other day. It was 2.5 hours, and I was reading people's charts. So all kinds of things that you get access to and all the updates, lifetime access, and then all the updates that ever come with it, no matter what point you purchase the course. And like I said, that's the precursor. It's definitely the foundational groundwork for things that are coming from me in the somewhat near future. Okay, so you can follow me over on Instagram at Michaela McLean, get all the links you need in my bio, or check out my website. Like I said, you're going to find everything you need. And of course, until next time, have a beautiful day.